We are awaiting Mayor Henyard to arrive. We will give another 5 minutes.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard delayed the meeting with no explanation.
We're not your damn subjects. We are your bosses. We are the citizens of Dalton. And you will not continue to treat us like this because you are on.
Once celebrated as the super mayor of Thornton Township, Tiffany Henyard is now witnessing her political empire crumble in real time. The unfolding drama surrounding her downfall is nothing short of jaw-dropping. From being shockingly ousted from the ballot in a historic caucus to facing mounting legal woes and public outrage, Henyard's once lofty ambitions are spiraling into scandal after scandal. Is this the final chapter in her controversial career, or can she somehow claw back to power? Let's dive into the chaos. It all began with what Henyard likely believed would be a straightforward political move, securing her spot on the ballot for re-election as Thornton Township Supervisor. But in a shocking twist, her name didn't even make it on the list. The reason? A technicality: she failed to meet a certified assessor requirement. To make matters worse, the Democratic Party's decision to hold a caucus, rather than a primary for the first time in decades, left Henyard scrambling. Behind this dramatic shift was Illinois State Senator Napoleon Harris, who also serves as the Thornton Township Democratic committeeman. Not only did Harris oversee the caucus process, but he also emerged victorious, clinching the Democratic nomination and shutting Henyard out entirely. The caucus itself was a spectacle. Hundreds braved the cold, gathering outside the Homewood Flossmoor Park District Auditorium to cast their votes. The air was electric, with tensions flaring between Henyard's supporters and Harris's camp. When the final decision was announced, the crowd erupted, not in outrage, but in celebration. As a final sting, they sang Henyard out of the room with the taunting anthem, "Na na hey hey kiss him goodbye." Visibly shaken, Henyard snapped, storming out of the auditorium as her stunned supporters looked on.
Tonight, if you don't get the Democratic Party's nomination.
What do you mean? I will be victorious tonight. You will see people out here.
Henyard wasn't about to go quietly. She publicly blasted the entire process, calling it a sham. "You didn't run any of this the right way," she declared, vowing to sue everyone involved. Henyard accused her opponents of manipulating the rules to keep her off the ballot, especially the last-minute announcement that candidates couldn't run for multiple offices. This was a crushing blow for Henyard, who was also seeking re-election as Dalton's mayor. However, Harris and his team stood firm, insisting the process was fair. This has been the tradition for many other townships across the state, they argued.
Democratic caucus works right here in Thornton Township. You can also say that she flunked out because her name is not appearing on the...
This loss isn't just a political setback, it's a devastating blow to Henyard's image as the so-called super mayor. Known for juggling multiple leadership roles, this defeat exposes cracks in her armor, leaving her vulnerable in the one position she still holds, mayor of Dalton. But even that role has been far from smooth sailing. Henyard's tenure has been riddled with controversy, from allegations of misusing taxpayer funds to public clashes with village trustees. Just this week, a judge ruled that her hand-picked interim police chief, Ronnie Burge Sr., must vacate his position after only 30 days. With the Dalton Police Department leaderless for most of the year, trustees have criticized Henyard's chaotic leadership. "We hope to have a say in who the next chief will be," said trustee Jason House, who is also running for mayor. "If we deem that person not a good fit, they will not be approved."
Its regular scheduled Village Hall meeting turned into political antics where the opponents for Mayor Tiffany Henyard say they're counting the days.
Public sentiment is turning sharply against Henyard. At a recent village board meeting, residents stood with their backs to her as she spoke. Yet Henyard remains defiant, declaring, "Like it or not, I am your mayor," even comparing her struggles to a controversial former president's rise to power. But confidence doesn't equal support. Frustrated residents have made their voices heard. "Dalton, please vote as early as you can. Make it too big to rig. Get her out of there." In a move that stunned local leaders, Henyard proposed refunding 100% of homeowners' property taxes, a plan critics have labeled as a desperate, financially reckless publicity stunt. Trustee Brittany Norwood stormed out of the meeting, calling the idea impossible, given the village's massive budget deficit.
10 minutes. That's all it took for Tiffany Henyard to be out as the Democratic nominee for Thornton Township Supervisor, and she left here visibly upset.
Henyard's inner circle is fracturing. Whispers of tell-all interviews and leaked documents are beginning to surface. One anonymous former staffer revealed, at first, people believed in her vision. But now, it's all about her ego. She doesn't listen to anyone and retaliates if she feels threatened. This sentiment is echoed by trustees, who accuse Henyard of creating a toxic political environment. She prioritizes her own image over the community's needs, one trustee claimed.
For a while, it's like, grassroots. It was organic when a lot of this things started at the township, where the people were, just showing their...
Henyard's behavior at public events is adding fuel to the fire. At a recent township meeting, she arrived late, visibly upset, and openly accused trustees of undermining her. The tension was so thick that several attendees left early, describing the atmosphere as uncomfortable. "It's not leadership, it's theater," one attendee said. These public outbursts, combined with her growing legal troubles, are deepening the divide between Henyard and the people she was elected to serve.
Let her get back and to be a mayor, and we already know she's not going to win that supervisor seat.
The controversies don't stop there. Over the past year, Henyard's administration has been rocked by investigations into her spending. Reports reveal over $100,000 in travel expenses and lavish meals, with one sparsely attended concert costing $85,000. Her namesake charity was shut down for failing to disclose its funds, and the Illinois Attorney General has ordered her to cease soliciting donations. Even after FBI subpoenas, Henyard's questionable spending reportedly continued unchecked. Many now view Henyard's leadership as self-serving. Trustees accuse her of misusing taxpayer funds for first-class flights, luxury accommodations, and even personal beauty services. Critics have also slammed her for promoting herself through billboards and music videos featuring city employees. The allegations don't stop at financial mismanagement. Henyard has been accused of targeting political opponents, withholding permits for critical grants, and dragging the community into political disputes. Adding to the chaos, one of her closest allies was recently indicted on bankruptcy fraud charges, further tarnishing her administration.
To win, but let's do it properly and let the people really have a voice. The people's voice was taken.
Despite everything, Henyard insists she's the victim of a conspiracy. In a fiery Facebook video, she accused her critics of distracting the public from larger issues. But the numbers don't lie. Under her leadership, Dalton's finances have plunged from a $5 million surplus to a nearly $4 million deficit.
Could have been a primary, always has been in the history of Thornton Township. Always, 10,000 residents come and vote for Township.
As the scandals pile up, Henyard's future looks increasingly uncertain. Her chances as a write-in candidate for Thornton Township Supervisor are slim, and her re-election as Dalton's mayor is hanging by a thread. Allies are reportedly distancing themselves, leaving Henyard isolated. Still, she refuses to back down, defiantly declaring, "The show will go on." But for how long? Is this truly the end of Tiffany Henyard's political career, or will she manage a miraculous comeback? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this explosive story.